I'm recording this on May 1st, and what's on my mind is a rant that is rather silly because it is no different from any other May 1st. But I've lived in Pennsylvania my entire life, and if you are from here or from a neighboring state or area, you already know this, but this may sound shocking to the rest of you that aren't, from this area. It is still ridiculously cold. We actually do not warm up until the end of May. And when I say the end of May, I actually mean Memorial Day. And if you look over the past several years of Memorial Days, all of them, except for last year's, which was still hot, was 90, in the 90s at least. So we go from this ridiculously cold 40s, 50s to boom, 90 all the way through September. It makes no sense to me, but it is also very depressing to me that the majority of the year you are stuck having to wear your fall winter clothing, your spring summer. There's really no spring. As last year, I got rid of all my capris. I donated all of them. It's just ridiculous to have capris and like transitional weather stuff here because it doesn't exist. It's either too cold to wear that stuff or too warm to wear the long pants, and there's no in between. So what do we get? Like a good 5 months if we're lucky, and then my math is so horrible here, right? Like 8 or 9 months of just chaos. So, along the way, March, April, you have like that full spring, and you'll get some days that are in the 70s, 80s even, some thunderstorms, some tornado watches. But now we're back to the 40s, and that is actually what the forecast says all the way out for as far as it will go. So Mother's Day is sure to be a cold, rainy, ridiculous day where you can't wear a pretty spring dress. And forget Easter, you never get to wear any kind of actual Easter dress. I don't know. It's just weighing on me today. But what better day than to record a podcast? So today's topic is a topic that I do annually. I've been doing this for more years than I'm going to sit down and try to count right now, which is my annual roundup of all of the new items that Wet n Wild has put into their permanent collection. And I am doing this and still doing this for my core audience. I know that I have a small audience of followers who are here for the Wet n Wild content, and I figured they may miss this if I don't put this out. But I am doing this a little bit differently this year. So if you've been following along, thank you. But I have already reviewed all of the products individually and given them their own videos, blog posts, Substacks, podcasts, the whole thing. And now that those are out there, I'm coming back and I'm doing the blog post that encompasses all of them, but I'm doing it more as a hub, kind of like first impressions, quick hits, and then if you want more details, you want to go deeper and you want to see the swatches and the product on my face and all of that, then you can go to those dedicated articles. So it shouldn't be too long. What makes it long is all the extra talking that I do. But I am going to get right into this. So this is the Wet n Wild 2026 new makeup full list quick breakdown. And I always start with an at-a-glance of everything that you're going to hear in this podcast or read in the article. So the Wet n Wild 2026 makeup launches are a lineup of affordable drugstore items that are focusing on soft matte textures, glossy lips, defined brows, and overall some multi-use complexion products. And in this lineup, we're getting blush, bronzers, lip oils, lip gloss, liquid lipsticks, new lip stains, and brow pens. And the textures are aplenty here, right? We have cream to powders, glossy finishes, mattes, lightweight stuff, a little bit of everything. And the trends here are complexions that are very blurred, matte, plumping lips, and kind of like clean, defined brows, if you will. So this makeup is best for those that are really into things that are trendy, they're not fully trendy, but also wanting to try new drugstore formulas, but not formulas that are $15-$20 that are practically Sephora formulas, right? Which seems to be most of everything these days, but not Wet n Wild, no. Their prices are pretty fair for what you get. And with this packaging, we're going to see these little pots. We'll see pen applicators, triangular lipstick applicators, really fine brow pens. And you'll be able to find these products at a variety of retailers, which we'll cover in just a few moments. So if you've been keeping up with any of my content or just the Wet n Wild makeup releases at all this year, this is going to be your central spot where I have everything organized. So you can, again, get those quick details, but also get to the in-depth stuff if you want, right? So this podcast today, this blog post, is not meant to be a full deep review. I'm handling it as more of a roadmap and see what we think about this format, right? So Wet n Wild is definitely leaning into texture, some innovation, a little bit of duping, a little bit of, I can't believe they haven't come out with that. It took them this long, right? That kind of thing, but keeping the price points low. They're basically all the same on the price points. And I do want to mention here, this is actually not all of the 2026 releases into the permanent line. I purposely left out Chameleon Chrome, and I did the same in 2025 because I do have a dedicated post for Chameleon Chrome, and that's going to be the next thing that I tackle. It's going to be a rewrite, not an update. If you know, you know. And it will be transformed into this hub style, and it will include everything that's now available. So I think it makes sense to break them apart because Chameleon Chrome is a collection within the brand, but those are also permanent items. And plus, this would just be kind of crazy big if they were all together. So I start off here with a summary table, and it will list out for you, if you're reading the blog post, all the products. It will link to my individual detailed reviews. It will quickly categorize everything, give you the price. It's all $5 to $6, okay? As long as you don't go to CVS and Walgreens where they're trying to upcharge you on everything. And gave you a little quick take of these items. So, for example, you have your pudding blush and bronzers. So those are all cream to powders, and they're soft, matte, and blurring. And especially the bronzer shades, depending on your skin tone, they can be multi-use. So they can double as a contour or a bronzer. And you can technically fill your brows with them if the color works for you. We have the Mega Inky Lip Color. It's a liquid lipstick. It's a matte, bold, full coverage pigment. Your Jelly Drip Lip Glaze is pretty well a gloss. Very juicy on the lips. The lip oil injector is lip oil with some tint, and it will temporarily plump the lips with some tingle, but not too bad. You have your Perfect Pot Lip Liner Stain. So that is a pen with a blade-like applicator. And you have your Ultimate Brow Pens, which is the only product you haven't heard me talk about yet, but you will hear. And those are your very fine tip pens to create hair-like strokes. So there are certain things that Wet n Wild puts out that I don't feel would hold their own for a blog post. Like think about in 2025, the Powder Puff. I just can't foresee how you would write an entire dedicated article to a powder puff. So I did decide that the Ultimate Brow Pens are not going to get their own standalone article, but they will be fully reviewed within this hub. That is the trade-off. But summary of where we're at so far, the Wet n Wild 2026 launches are heavily focused on lips. It's a hell of a lot of lips. So that's very interesting to me. Brows, soft matte complexion products, all of the things, right? And they're within that $5 to $6 price range. So there's lots of texture innovation here, especially for them. And that's really with the Mother Fluffer line. And while that's innovative for Wet n Wild, it is them trying to dupe Fui and their pudding pots. The collection leans into current drugstore makeup trends that 2026 is emphasizing glossy lips, blurred finishes. And this hub is going to be your navigational guide to where you want to go for the full reviews. Now, where can you find this stuff? Going into the individual reviews is going to give you the best idea of where to find that exact thing. But in a nutshell, any retailer that carries Wet n Wild is going to have something. It's probably not going to have everything. And there's still a lot that you're going to have an easier time finding online than you're going to find in stores. I don't know what the holdup here is, but that is still what I'm seeing on Reddit as well. So you're going to find these items across Wet n Wild's website, Amazon, Ulta, CVS, Walmart, Target, Walgreens. And we'll get into the products now. So we're going to go over these kind of like speed, quick hits, first impressions, tell you a little bit about the product. But again, the point is to not go deeply in depth. So we have the Mother Fluffer Pudding Blush. They're $6. You're getting a blurred matte finish with a soft focus effect. It's a very whipped, like pudding-like texture. And you're going to get that cream to powder transformation as you apply it. There are 5 shades. It is buildable, it layers easily, and you can put on with fingers, a brush, whatever you'd like to do there. And along with that, we have the pudding bronzers that I broke Reddit with. I swear to you, the Mother Fluffer formula, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't understand the comments or people even say, it doesn't even look good on the models that Wet n Wild is using. I see no problem with it. I wore all of these. If I looked patchy or weird, like I looked wrong wearing these, I literally need somebody to tell me. That was not the case. Maybe I just don't know how to review makeup anymore, but you can't just look at something in a pot or look at a swatch and just totally discount something. There's nothing wrong with the product. I'm not lying. They're not paying me to say it. The only thing I will say is I obviously tested the bronzers very thoroughly for my blog post, and I reached them another time, and I really have to admit, like, I'm just not that into the shade range. This isn't really like new information. We already know. I've got really deep with you all that obviously the shades are made for olive tones, and I love that because olive skin toned people just don't get enough options in makeup, especially drugstore makeup, so I love this for them. But that doesn't mean the rest of us, we don't get something here that we can really use. So on my skin, they work the best as contours, and they're just not fully there as bronzers, but it's still a perfectly fine formula, and it has uses. So I don't hate it, and they might come out with more shades one day, and we'll get something that is going to be more appropriate for bronzing on fair skin. So it's okay. But anyway, you know, these are the same as the blush. So $6, soft matte finish, diffuse look, cream to powder, 5 shades, and you could use these for bronzing, contouring, etc. And both of these, they don't 100% dry down. They have a little bit of tackiness, but it seems to help them grip and stay on. We got Mega Inky Lip Color. Those are $6. There's 3 of them. These are full coverage matte liquid lipsticks. You get that one swipe full coverage payoff. They're long wearing, they don't crack, they don't really transfer, and they have this nice triangular doe foot. It's going to hold a lot of product. We have the Jelly Drip Lip Glaze. These are also $6. And this is a very high shine, glossy, juicy sort of product that's going to give you some pigment, some tint, a little bit more than a lip gloss. But I store this with my lip glosses. It's basically in the lip gloss family, right? It's a jelly glossy texture, not the same as the NYX Cosmetics, the Jelly Drip. I'm forgetting, it's not called Jelly Drip. That's the Wet n Wild product, and I'm getting it mixed up because I'm staring at it on the screen. Jelly Job. I would like to do a comparison on that. It's not the same as Jelly Job. And this has a cooling metal applicator, so this is definitely new for the drugstore. So it's going to feel cooling, refreshing on the lips. And they put some good oils like vitamin E in the formula too. We have the lip oil injectors, so like the big sister of their original lip oils. These are $6. They're very glossy, high shine, a little bit of tint, right? Lightweight. They're not like cooking oil on the lips, and they're going to give you some plumping, a little bit of warming, tingling. It's not painful, but it is there. Once you try Too Faced lip injection, nothing will faze you. So maybe that's just where I'm at when I review these things, right? And they'll help give you temporarily, right, a fuller, more enhanced lip. And there's 5 shades of these. They got that nice large and in charge applicator that you know that I love for juicy lips. We have the Perfect Pet Lip Liner stains. So in my photo, I have all of the shades, but they only came out with 2 for 2026 as a shade range expansion. So there's 5 total now. Is that correct? Yep, 5 total now. But we added 2 shades this year. So they come in a pen applicator, like a marker, with a flat point that they're calling like a blade. And I find that they are improved over 2025 in terms of color accuracy and how they perform and wear and don't dry out your lips. So they are matte, and like all lip stains, they're going to dry down very quickly. They go almost immediately. And then finally, we have the new item to discuss, like some new as in we haven't discussed it yet, right? The Ultimate Brow Pens. So there's 3 of these, and they are created to give you hair-like strokes. So they're going to be pretty much matte. I mean, they're not shiny, right? They're brow pens. And the pen is small enough that you are going to be able to get very fine hair-like strokes. So you're not going to have blocky brows. And the pigment is very balanced. Something that I encounter a lot with brow pens is the tip is too large and or the pigment is too harsh. So you do want a pigment that's on the sheerer side, but not too sheer that you can't see it. And I think they really got that right with these. I hate when I have a brow pen and I feel like it's not working good until it's finally drying out. So this is not like that. So they came out with 3 shades, so medium brown, dark brown, and taupe. And it has a built-in spoolie. And they do tell you to shake them before use, which isn't too unusual. They're long wearing, but I can't say I ever had a brow product like fade or disappear or do something stupid. So these are really good for filling in sparse areas, getting some definition, again, creating those hair-like strokes and enhancing your brow shape, but not like getting a heavy look. And of course, you can pair these with your favorite brow powders or gels, pomades, soaps, whatever you like to use. So if you want a bold, kind of like a 2015, like a blocky brow, this probably won't be for you. But other than that, you know, they're good, very good, like 5 out of 5 stars from me. I like them. I enjoy wearing medium brown. Like dark brown is technically my shade, but I've been liking when you buy a brow pen that's a little bit softer than your natural brow hairs. I think that ends up making the look so much more natural and less blocky looking. Even taupe I can get away with. So summary on all of this, and the brow pens in particular, right? The pens focus on creating natural hair-like brow strokes with a balanced pigment. It's matte, it lasts, the spoolie is very helpful, and the pen works best for those sparse areas and for adding definition. And we'll end here with some frequently asked questions. When does Wet n Wild typically announce new products? Well, I wish they actually announced them at all and didn't wait 4 months and then just act like the things appeared. But they used to have a really strong schedule, and now they don't have a strict schedule. So in this case, these products started to appear on Walmart.com at the end of December, and I had mail constantly flowing in December, January, trying to get these products, right? And along the way, people were spotting these at CVS, Target, you know, Walgreens randomly, essentially. So because of this weird roll-out pattern that they have, you're still going to have a hard time finding these products, unfortunately. Usually you're going to end up finding them randomly in stores before it even hits their social media. What products are coming out in 2026? Well, as I said, a ton of lip products. More lip products than you have lips to wear. Brow products, soft matte complexion formulas. So we have new lip oils, liquid lipsticks, lip gloss-like products, lip liner stains, brow pens, cream to powder stuff, right? So these launches are reflecting larger drugstore makeup trends this year, where we're not even like leaning towards, but staying in those lightweight textures, glossy products, blurred finishes, right? Are there any new lip products launching? Oh, yes, yes, yes. 5 lip oil injectors, 3 mega inky lip colors, 3 jelly drip lip glazes, and 2 shades added to the lip liner stain. So they're giving you glossy, matte, long wearing, plumping, all the things. Are they going to release new shade extensions for existing products? On this side of the spectrum, just the lip liner stains. On Chameleon Chrome, they also did some line expansions there as well. And are there any discontinued products that they're bringing back? No. Wet n Wild does not really bring back discontinued products. It happens rarely, and it's in their limited edition collections. Top of mind for me is the Scooby-Doo collection, and they had 2 of the lip balm stains. It's not the name, but I can see the original ones in my mind, and I really like them. And they brought 2 shades there, and then boom, they're gone again. But sometimes they do stuff like that. So summary, Wet n Wild releases often appear at retailers before official announcements are made. The 2026 launches are very much centered around lips, brows, soft matte complexion products. The brand expanded the Perfect Pat lip liner stain range with 2 additional shades, and no discontinued Wet n Wild products have returned for 2026. I also pulled some comments from my Reddit posts that relate to these products. So Pretty and Nude, the first one that's mentioning here is lip liner stain. I just purchased Pretty and Nude and didn't care for it. Maybe because I'm older and no longer have full plump lips, but I thought it looked terrible on me. Okay, they all look pretty bad on me, and I'm younger, and I don't have full plump lips. They're just not the best lip stain. So, very true that it is easy to apply 3 ways. The color didn't look like a warm nude on me. It looked like a cheap pink. That's the best way I can describe it. And because of that, it's a no. I didn't keep it on very long, so I can't confirm the longevity. The other colors are definitely not for me, so I won't be repurchasing. My next Reddit comment, and this was on the Mega Inky lip why can't I think of the name of the product now? And I just went through all of it with you. But, the Mega Inky lip color. Red Revival reminds me so much of my favorite NARS Power Matte and Don't Stop. I've never tried that product. And the final Reddit comment here is, I got Flirt Filter, and it's pretty awesome. It's very tingly. So we're talking about the lip oil, of course. And a nice texture. Plus, I really like the little fat tube it comes in. The color on me is a bit too vibrant, so I think I'll try Just a Hint next. All right, so that's it. We are at the end here. This list of 2026 releases shows a clear direction. Texture-driven formulas, multi-use flexibility, keeping everything affordable. The price point for the new Wet n Wild 2026 products compared to their competitors is really budget. Again, like these are not $14 products. So pretty much everything is $6, right? So if you're planning on trying anything here, I've put this together for you as a starting point, and then you can do your deeper research if you need to and go from there, right? But that is it. And yeah, what else do I say at the end here? I do have a little hub for you if you want to go and see what they had in previous years, 25, 24, all the way through 2020. Before that, I used to cover some products, but I just didn't have the money or the ability to buy every single one of their releases. So I'd like go into Walgreens pre-2020 and I would just buy like a handful of what I wanted to try and do a blog post on that. But, very fortunate that I'm able to do this much coverage now, of course. So that's the stuff and things. I'll see you next time for Chameleon Chrome.